everyone, what is up? What's going on? This video that I'm about to film has been a very long time coming, like an extremely long time coming. I have been wanting to make a video like this for literally months on end. I just want to sit down, I want to talk to you guys about this, I want to tell you about this. I feel so passionately
I'm staying positive, and then read something, or hear a siren, or a gunshot, or a flashbang goes off, and all of a sudden, our emotions are completely overtaken and off to the races.
I think you're raising an incredibly important point, and let's unpack that for a second.
Sure.
The ancient Greeks believed in the existence of a great... That sounded like thunder.
Yes, that was both cool and ominous.
Yeah, well, let's dig it. Let's go with it. The ancient Greeks believed in the concept of an overmind, or an oversoul, or infinite mind, a term we might use today. They called it nous.
I'm Jen, and today we're going to be talking about scrying. If you are coming into this video not knowing what the hell scrying is, you've heard this word around, and you're like, what the fuck is scrying? I'm going to tell you what it is. Yeah, we're going to sit down, we're going to chat about it. We're also going to be talking about symbolism in scrying, because that is a lot.
So here we go. We have the coronavirus, Bill Gates, vaccines and nanotechnology, 5G, Bill and Hillary Clinton, Jeffrey Epstein, John Podesta, Marina Abramovich, cannibalism, pedophilia, adrenochrome, mind control, CIA, MK Ultra, proxy wars, drug cartels, mafias, UN or the United Nations, Ronan Farrow, Harvey Weinstein, Hollywood, extraterrestrials, the military-industrial complex, Operation Paperclip, the World Bank, the Federal Reserve, student loan debt, taxes, mortgages, Q or QAnon, Donald Trump, John F. Kennedy Jr., fake news, propaganda, and brainwashing, and like so many more things, right? But all of these things are so intrinsically connected. So, here's the conspiracy, and the government's doing this, and this is who created that. It is irrelevant. That is part of, listen to me right now, that is part of the conspiracy to get you to stay in a lower frequency.
I feel that I am merely an agent, giving you some keys which have been given to me to pass on to you. These keys are to unlock doors out of your present prison, doors opening on new vistas, doors beyond where you are now. In general, the theme of the workshop is that each one of us is far greater, far more advanced, far more consciously aware, far more intelligent than each one of us conceives of ourselves as being. Our main problem, then, with these basic givens of a self beyond our present self, the super self being present, is mainly a set of hindrances, a set of evasions, a set of refusals to see that one really is great, that one really has multiple levels of consciousness, that one has a superintelligence, that one has extreme sensitivity with respect to others, that one has deep empathy, sympathy and love, that one somehow communicates in both directions with other beings, other entities in the universe and in realities which we do not talk about or perceive directly in our present state.
You have nothing to be afraid of. You have nothing to be ashamed of. You are a beautiful, beautiful being, every single one of you. And it doesn't matter what you've done. You are loved so completely in this moment. I can't even describe it in words.
In order to survive in the times that are coming, it is imperative to move into the idea of thought manifestation or superconsciousness. There are those who are very aware that this movement of consciousness could begin to sweep the planet, and they are banking on it not occurring. It has already occurred. We have come back into your past to assure you of this. You must, as a species, make it your intention to stay very clear, to stay centered, and always to bring yourself into the moment. Do not be afraid of what you create. Trust what you create.
If you're serious about your business, you need to build systems. And you have to find a great tool like money.com to do it. So my biggest struggle always was that I was the bottleneck in my business. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Yes, I know I'm wearing my glasses. I know I never wear them. I just was kind of having some itchy eyes, so I took out my contacts. But, you know, we're in a really interesting time.
It is time to feel into the feeling of the other beings on your planet and how they engage in their everyday experience on this planet. Unlike the human species, the rest of the species have less resistance to their everyday experience. Depending on the being, they may have more or less resistance.
Is outside of consciousness. Every choice you make, every experience you have, even the creations what created it as not conscious, have a consciousness in them because they were sacred creative energy that made it and have an as essence. Know collectively in the higher realms, and you are beginning to understand on your planet, anytime a thought perspective is made, when in consciousness is always, it is so important to understand that each and everything in your space honorable
have
being
endless residual
and
income.
be honored as animals on your planet.
I prosper wherever I go, in whatever I do. I am worthy. I love money.
The results were very inconsistent. I was getting very frustrated that this thing doesn't really seem to work. And especially when I try to manifest and create the big things that I wanted, oh God, it did not work at all. Until I met this guy who really taught me the secret behind the secret, if you wish. It's that you don't attract what you want. You attract more of who you are. That's why the rich get richer, poor get poorer. And when I understood that, and I learned this specific process to shift my identity, my results started to upgrade very, very quickly. So I want to share this with you too. If you're interested, you can click either one of these links and also a free live stream today tomorrow where I
what I found is the will that you have been gifted with. It must be entwined. It must be entwined and offered to the higher for reconciliation to occur. Now, what is reconciliation? You ask. Now, what is reconciliation? You ask. Reconciliation, quite simply, is reunification. Is reunification with your true nature, with your true understand what we are teaching them in a way. The claim, I know who I am in truth, which is spoken by the true self, which is spoken by the true self, not the personality self, not the personality self of the divine as you, but the divine as you, the one who knows who he is, the one who knows who he is, knows who she is, knows who she is making an announcement of being, is making an announcement of being, and then manifestation, and then manifestation, whatever. I know what I am in truth, manifest word, manifest.
Your breath escorts you into the churning mandalas of co-creative, interactive fractals that compose the holographic template of all manifest existence. You are not only you, you are the universe. Each breath affects the whole because you are the whole. You are the source. As holographic emissaries of prime consciousness, who are fractals of the one, of the monad.
Or you can get the link right now. But listen to me closely. Until you change your mindset, you can't change your life. Meditate.
Citizens of Earth, we come to you at a critical moment, for you are standing at the precipice of either a great awakening or a complete collapse of your civilization and species. Who are we? You have known us as many things: angels, spirits, watchers, extraterrestrials, light beings, guides, engineers. In ways, these are all accurate, for we are multidimensional entities who are not only witnesses of your life experience, but are the actual creators of it. Though this sounds extraordinary, you are on your way to becoming such creators yourselves, already capable of space travel and manipulating the fundamental compounds of life. And this is why we are reaching out to you with a sense of urgency and concern. We are sentient beings who are, at the moment, far more capable than you in manipulating source energies such as vibration, frequency, tension, gravity, spin, pulse, electromagnetism, and light into the atomic and molecular building blocks of your existence. We are your creators, yet, as you will in time come to understand, we are also your creation.
I know that it is difficult for the average person who knows nothing of the subject to accept the idea that all is within. But surely the most materialistic person must realize that as far as he himself is concerned, nothing exists on the outside plane unless he has knowledge of it or unless it becomes fixed in his consciousness. It is the image created in his mind that gives reality to the world outside of him.
So the next step is engaging the mind. So what you can do is start closing your eyes while the hands is moving as slow as possible. Opening, closing. Opening, closing. and imagining a ball of energy between the palm. And that ball of energy is so intense, so bright, so somatically felt, expanding, then gathering, expanding, gathering, like a bloom of chi, expanding. When you push in, you start feel the sensation of resistance, the sensation of pulsation, the sensation of magnetic feeling.
How to become enlightened. The exact step-by-step process. And in this
And so science is very much constrained by dogma, as you can see by the fact that consciousness is not a fundamental in science. It's only now becoming one, and that dates back to the Council of Trent, 1545 to 1563, where the Roman Catholic hierarchy, the Curia, the top of the church, had a series of 25 meetings over those years, and out of it they came up with this a pronouncement, a dictum, that said consciousness, spirit, belongs to the church, and you guys in science, you can have materiality, you can have space-time. And in order to enforce that separation, if we catch you doing this and we can get at you, why, we're going to torture you and kill you and burn you alive. That was the Inquisition, and they did it.
Only love. At this level, there is no separation, and the inherent divinity within you and the inherent divinity within life are one.
Something amazing happens. You get crystal clear on what you really want in life, instead of letting others tell you how to be happy and successful. And you discover how to truly have it all, without...
We are connected to the air is connected to the trees are connected to us, and we are connected to each other. Yeah. So it's all about oneness. It's all about the connection. Yeah, the connection of all living beings.
Working with the energies, we can send signals to the brain, to the amygdala, that
we forgot.
This is a pulse perturbation in the coaxial circuit of the nature of light with transverse electrical-magnetic, longitudinal dielectric pulse perturbations at a known frequency, whether that's circular or circular polarization or otherwise. There's no such thing as a light particle. This is not science. It's a goddamn religion. It's a religion of scientism. They want you to believe things that don't exist based upon absolutely absurd nonsense that they've contrived in their own mind. These people created a religion based upon particles called the cult. I actually call it the cult of bumping particles. That's exactly what it should be called. The cult of bumping particles. We got leptons here, muons, gluons, protons, neutrons. We got virtual, Mother Nature likes virtual photons. Tachyons, remember what you grew up on Star Trek? Remember the shit we watched on Star Trek? Captain, we've got a particle burst. We've got, what sort of fucking particle is it this time? Is it a tachyon, a proton, a neutron, an antineutrino? And they come up with some really amazing unicorn particles. This is atomism. It's rank, disgusting, vile, pathetic atomism. And it's its own little sick-ass religion. And Mother Nature doesn't work that way. Mother Nature is not about bumping particles. right about anything. This is what you get in an age of goddamn materialism. Got our computers, our cars, our TV sets, our DVDs. It's all particles, baby. Sure. So everything's got a particle problem, a particle solution. There's particles of energy. Nature doesn't work off particles. It works off pressure mediations and fields.
Bring your awareness inside now. Notice the movement of energy within your body. And allow this movement.
That's 80,000 go-getters joining every day. They're
we would need to find some way to destroy the illusion of division into distinct personalities.
Now, we talked earlier about
Feel this truth reverberate through your consciousness. I am ready. And within this there is a letting go of fear, letting go of defenses, and an opening. For the truth be told, you will shift and be activated anyway, regardless of whether you are on this workshop or not, regardless of whether you are in or not. But you have chosen to accelerate this and to receive assistance with your activation. And so that you can use your gifts and multi-dimensional skills more quickly in order to be of service. And this is good also, is it not?
Learn how to attain and sustain intention-focused awareness. And they do this through what we call meditation, which is really a technique. There are many different ways of doing it, but all of them are essentially about focusing your consciousness not on the sort of cognitive chatter that's going on in your head most of the time, but instead to hold one-pointedness, they sometimes call it.
You're going to learn to make the most out of whatever situation you're in, whatever.
This is all about this ability to attain and sustain intention-focused awareness. And you have an experience of consciousness which is not based on sensorial stimulation, taste, touch, smell. It's not based on sort of what you're looking at or that sort of thing. It's a connection with a sense of oneness, of unity, of the Godhead, of the Omega. I mean, lots and lots of different words, but they're all saying basically the same thing.
Angel, and you're watching this video on YouTube because you're interested in spirituality. You've perhaps gone through a dark night of the soul and you're looking for answers. And the world is changing. And you're realizing that things are never going to be quite the same. You've been lied to. I'm here to share with you that you've been lied to about how manifestation you truly are as a human being here on Mother Gaia Politics.
Today I'm going to be doing a magic-themed Q&A. I just want to kind of break down some of the misconceptions about being a witch. Well, for you, because there's a lot of exciting stuff coming up.
If you know that everything I'm saying is crap, that's a belief. If you know that everything I say is true, that's a belief. Both sides are mindless. No, don't believe me, go test it out. And I don't believe I'm alive, I am alive. I'm giving you my experience.
Number 30. Someone wins every 20 seconds.
Get the numbers. So first I created this formula.
So what's really amazing to me here, I mean, so much, but what...
That's a really wonderful question, Michael. I would say the following. One of the lessons I've learned on the spiritual path is that a mark of maturity, perhaps the mark of maturity, is the capacity to live with paradox.
You have nothing to say at all. Whatever is coming out in that horror shit that is put in there in that shit box, by all those scoundrels you think, they know what they are talking about. They know nothing. You bring any scoundrel to me.
We must live with paradox. We cannot hem ourselves into this kind of binary mindset, this either-or mindset.
See, when I'm in a state of daydreaming, I can come out of the daydreaming through awareness.
You know all those empty words.
Through vipassana, watching.
The Anunnakis are believed to be immortal gods that inhabited Earth during the ancient Sumerian time in Mesopotamia. It is believed that they came from planet X, Nibiru. They came to Earth to mine gold, and to do this work, they created genetic engineered human beings. Numerous indications point toward return of the Anunnakis. Many believe that Anunnakis still walk among us, shapeshifters. The Anunnakis are the gods of the Sumerians. They are advanced beings that can wipe out humans in an instant. Thank you. Please like and subscribe for more videos.
Hello magical soul friends, welcome to my channel, and it is such an honor to be a part of your unique experience today. And with all of the witch hunts that have gone on throughout our history, it makes sense as to why many people still consider it to be something negative. However,
Listen to what I'm saying. The recording apparatus is the only witness. I hope that someone will, at some time in the future, listen to this recording with great respect. Respect for the courage that was necessary to sustain the research work, organ energy and life energy all through these years. I shall not go into the great strain, into the details, into the worries, the sleepless nights, the tears, the expenditures and money and effort, the patience,
All this soon leads the magician to the recognition that it is he who has effectively created much of his own universe by investing or withdrawing meaning or belief in various parts of the surrounding reality. This is likely to lead the magician, particularly the younger magician, into some fairly extreme forms of behavior. A certain perversity, iconoclasm, and antinomianism is likely to colour his extreme individualism. He is as likely to experimentally deify some rough-hewn fetish as he is to desecrate what others hold sacred. To survive in this mode requires a considerable lightness of touch. A huge sense of humour is all that stands between the magician and social ostracism or madness. He would be the first to proclaim that when the possibilities of common sense prove insufficient, one can often make nonsense deliver the goods. The rational ego of materialist psychologies and the single soul or God of monotheist religions are merely tricks we have been taught to make us more predictable and controllable. The fact remains that when one is angry, lustful, terrified, in love, or 10 years older or younger than one is, one no longer is who one is at present. The magician, who may at times experience himself as the horned god, a bear, an empty void, a spirit medium, or a businessman, should come to realize that there is no fundamental need for consistency. Once free of the illusion of self, he does not need to rationalize his activities into a consistent ego pattern, or order them into a spiritual unity. Nothing is true and everything is permitted, which is to say that all ultimate truths are lies, and that anything he does is justified simply by his doing it. By accepting that he is a colonial being, the magician is able to unlock the wealth within. He whose name is Legion can do anything, and that is, of course, what the priests and politicians have always been afraid of.
Take great care that you do not misuse the science of mind stuff. I cannot emphasize this too strongly, for if you employ it for harmful or evil purposes, it will boomerang and destroy you just as it has others down through the centuries. These are not idle words, but solemn words of warning.